So you're gonna sit here and tell me
I
that
don't
this
know. I
Demon
think
Slayer
that
season
season
was a
was
3 out of
pretty
10,
average.
even
In
after
fact, it might
watching
be
that
below
finale.
average.
Bro, you realize like there's other anime out
Yeah,
there.
I'd
If
give it
Demon Slayer
like
is a
a
3
3
out of
out of
10,
10.
then what about these other anime?
Uh, what are you reaching?
Demon Slayer has always been an anime that you know what to expect of, and most of the time you're pleasantly surprised, well, unless you're IGN. But besides the fact that the arc is called the Hashira training arc, which most people are complaining about, that being the premise, even though it's in the name, I mean that Demon Slayer isn't necessarily Attack on Titan or One Piece in terms of writing, which in itself is an insane comparison because those are two of the best written anime of all time. But of course, with Demon Slayer's level of popularity and infinite budget, it's gonna be compared to the big dogs, which I don't have an issue with. If that's the case in topic, that's a fair comparison. But to judge an entire season that was well animated and created more depth than usual, then I simply cannot see how you come to a 3 out of 10 conclusion. Unless IGN does this on purpose, because popular YouTuber Grant, also known as Giga, makes videos on IGN having terrible anime takes, and it's produced at least 1 million views so far from 2 videos alone, which could mean traffic to their website. Bad press is good press, isn't it? Well, besides attention, I don't get why people or critics expect everything to be some shockingly great, fast-paced writing. And this is coming from someone who loves shows like Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones and Attack on Titan for the same reasons, which is great writing at the root of it. But what I constantly try to remind myself is not to become one of those critics with a stick up their ass who only enjoy anime that is extremely intricate. And Demon Slayer seems simple. I use the word sparingly because Demon Slayer is not that simple. It's still shocking at times and has some great characters, but even I can admit that Demon Slayer falls into a lot of tropes and patterns. For example, the sad backstory for just about every villain they have defeated so far, and even every hero that's introduced. But it is a plot device at the end of the day, which again is perfectly okay to critique, and even if you dislike the show because of it, that's completely fine. But if you're an objective article, then I don't see how that's your argument. By using the backstory as a backbone for the writing, there's infinitely more types of stories that Demon Slayer could tell, and families to be tragically murdered. The show tells us what it is early on when we see Tanjiro lose his entire family to demons. He's clearly this Naruto type of character, and they don't try to hide that. The beauty of it will lie in the animation. If you want this level of animation and amazing writing, just go watch the Fate series made by the same exact studio, but good luck finding out the order. Regardless, when it comes to Demon Slayer, the animation is clearly the strongest suit, and this gets dismissed so easily, which I actually get why, because when it comes to good writing, I could make a 50-minute video essay on it, but when it's good animation, I mean, it looks good. It's not easy to explain and make it seem like there's so much depth behind it, but clearly hard work and a lot of money goes into it, because this is the type of animation that you cannot take your eyes off of, and currently only rivaled by that of One Piece in my opinion. This isn't the first time I've actually spoken about Demon Slayer, and if you scroll down my channel, you see I have a video titled Perfection Through Simplicity, to which some people are going to see perfect and simple in the same sentence as Demon Slayer and automatically call the Riot Squad. But as I said in that video, and I'll repeat myself in this one, it is in no way perfect. There's annoying ass characters, there's a clear pattern to make us feel bad, and most of the time it does rely on the animation. But we have been spoiled with such great anime or TV shows to the point that we don't know how to appreciate the quote-unquote simpler things. Rather than hearing it from me, I think the comments from my past video explained it best. When we go to watch Demon Slayer, it isn't to see the next Shakespeare in the making. It's to sit down and enjoy some beautiful animation with a pretty good linear story. And from it comes wholesome moments like this 50-year-old who doesn't really watch anime finally be able to sit down with his kid and say, "Holy shit, did he just chop his arm off?" And speaking of comments, let's go to some on nobody else but IGN's page themselves. I enjoyed it, the calm before the storm. It gave us more backstory to the Hashira and makes us care if something happens to them in the finale. DN fact, you are spitting facts. I mean, even I'll admit that this is not the strongest Demon Slayer season by far. In fact, it might be the weakest overall one, but I still enjoyed it, especially the finale, which I'll get into in a bit. But even being the weakest season, it served a really good purpose, which is getting to know the characters a bit more. Ones that it doesn't take a genius to tell will probably lose, like we did with Rengoku, who was virtually non-existent before the movie. But the movie then established some humor from him and an overall character that we got to know before taking him from us. And it hurt that much more when he died. So this approach is much better than what they already have done. And they're not rushing through the arc to where the characters probably die. It's a relatively short manga, so this is a risk that the anime is taking, but in my opinion, a good one. They're not just stretching it for no reason. And I'm sorry, but some of these kids need to learn some damn patience. Like, you can't expect every show to be like Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, for the next comments, trust me, you're gonna have to brace yourself.
Hot take, guys, but Demon Slayer has never been particularly good. The writing of the show has neglected world building and character development from the beginning.
What do you mean by world building, though? I'm curious. What would you hope to see in that area?
Does the world feel real?
Lived in? Immersive?
No, it doesn't at all. It has bad world building, and why would you need further explanation of that? It's very obvious. Seems like you just can't see it. And that is a you problem, and not one I'm going to spend one single additional character.
Beyond this comment dealing with.
Let that be your significant other's problem and anyone else.
I mean, do I have to say anything, like, at all? Now all the overall show stuff aside and the funny but very cringeworthy comments, I have to talk about the finale. Spoilers of course, so just letting you know. Not only was that finale amazing, but it solved a giant issue I've seen in recent anime, specifically My Hero Academia. As much as I defend the show and still enjoy it to this day, there are not a lot of impactful deaths, especially in certain moments that it can easily happen, and I narrowly escaped that terrible take. Oh my god, you guys, if you're watching My Hero right now, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, don't worry about it, I'm not going to spoil it in this video. This take aged like milk in a hot sun. This was the worst take I've had. I still have some evidence to support my claims, and I agree that My Hero, till literally a couple of days ago, till literally yesterday, the episode that released, and I will be making a video about my next video 100%, My Hero didn't have a lot of impactful deaths. Now it did. I mean, the show completely changed after yesterday. I completely take back everything I said in this video. Luckily I didn't release it earlier. I would have got flamed so bad and deservingly. But I love My Hero. I always have. Even in this video where I'm critiquing it, you could tell I defended it in the past, and I will be defending it in my next video. But ignore everything I've said in this little segment here about My Hero. But yeah, continue the video, please. Thank you. And look, I don't want people to just die for the sake of it. Like I said, not every show has to be JJK. But if you want to keep me hooked and fear for these characters, then at least have some really impactful deaths like every other shonen does. And of course, there are some, but none have hit me nor made me fear for the characters. And at some point, it just feels like there are no stakes left. Now for Demon Slayer, the last thing I expected from Ubuyashiki was to just go out like that. Demon Slayer of course already had a major death, but it was in a movie, so I feared it would follow the My Hero Academia path till now, where I see that things are going to get serious. This is the battle we've been hyping up since the literal beginning of the show, and even Zenitsu, one of the biggest critique by most viewers, is finally serious, and I am so damn invested in the show. So this may have been a slower season, but I really enjoyed it, and if you didn't, that's completely fine. My complaint isn't that IGN didn't like it, but if you're a public critic, you have to be objective in your rating, or it could be very misleading to people who have yet to see it. So that pretty much wraps it up for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That pretty much wraps it up for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, I do these in-person outros just to be a little bit more personable and update you guys on a couple of things. So first of all, thank you for the recent support on the boys video. That video went crazy, and there's some controversial takes in there. Some people didn't even watch the video, just thought I praised the season. But just like Demon Slayer, both shows had a pretty mid-season, honestly, so far. And the thing is when it comes to Demon Slayer, the boys, mid is not a 5 out of 10. Mid is still at least a 7 out of 10. And that's being objective about it. If you want to say that it was bad, or it was a 3 out of 10, you could say that. Maybe to you it was. My issue, especially in this video, is that IGN is going out there and saying it's a 3 out of 10. Because then, what are other anime? Like, are you going to give the Stepsister anime a 10 out of 10? I mean, I don't know. That was my personal gripe with it. Maybe I'm just taking it too personal or whatever. Because, yeah, the season wasn't as great as the other ones. But the season finale got me hyped. Like, when I tell you I got goosebumps from Zenitsu being serious. And I wish I was joking, but I genuinely did. And I thought the finale was great. I think these movies are going to be amazing. It sucks we have to wait now, but I don't care. These movies are going to be as good, if not better, than Mugen Train. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you have any recommendations for future videos, I'm thinking of making one on Sunny Boy, because that anime has aged so well. Like, I know a lot of people have talked about it in the past, and they've said, like, this anime will age well, to which I wish I listened to them, because it really did. I tried a couple of different things with this video, with the skits, I guess you would call it, in the beginning. It was a bit of a mess recording. I don't think it came out as good as I was hoping it would, but that's all trial and error. I'll keep doing stuff like that, and hopefully it works. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I might see you in the next one.